Good morning. I must be doing something right. I got banned on Investigator News 2 by YouTube. They're hunting all my videos, even going back 2, 3, 4 years. Boy, I tell you, they're desperate, desperate to get rid of me. Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work, folks. But yeah, they went back to February. Before that, it was almost August of last year on the last one. So yeah, they're gonna go back days, months, years, want me to find the real Mrs. Claus. YouTube believes that there's a real Mrs. Claus out there. Yeah, so they banned me from Mrs. Claus too. So, and they won't even answer my messages or won't even take messages. So I must be doing something right. So this morning, oh boy. So everybody's probably on the other platform and finding out there's nothing there. All right, so everybody's got to come back over to Investigator News Network. And it's okay. I'm doing something right. I'm doing something right. And there, um, I think that the news that what I got the news from was NBC. They're going to ban NBC on YouTube today. I doubt it. I doubt it. And there's no way for me to even get licensing to be able to use a lot of stuff. So, a lot of news reports. So they pick and choose who they want to ban, and they pick and choose what month or year they're going to grab to get you with. So, yeah, YouTube. Oh boy. So, YouTube's playing dirty politics, dirty, dirty politics. So it's about November. We can't mention November because it's bad. Yeah, yeah. It's not allowed. So anyway, this is a morning weather show, and let's not go there because I like to keep it lighthearted on this show. And of course, they banned my weather show too. Now, what did my weather show do? Or what did Legends of Myths and Monsters do? Hmm. What did trivia do? It's second strike, folks. So we could be losing losing investigator news too. All right, so weather. Oh boy, it looks like it's going to be nice all the way across the country today. Um, there's a few little rainy spots, but for the most part, it looks like it's nice and clear, and some hot spots. But for the most part, it looks like we're moving into fall. So here we go. And
Here's a look at your national forecast. We made it to Wednesday. Now, for the Northeast, all your troubles are behind you. The rain is over. Take a look at those beautiful temperatures for your Wednesday. Out to the
mm-hmm.
Midwest and the Northern Plains, well, we have cooler air in the Midwest, and that heat is making a comeback through the Northern Plains. Down to the South, it is dry, except Florida, not for you. You have a stalled up front that is going to keep rain and thunderstorms in the forecast. Out to the West, the rain is in the interior, but the cooler temperatures are lurking along the coast and even in the interior. Now, for Phoenix, 97 degrees for your high on Thursday, and that seems hot to a lot of us. But if you've been living out in the West, you know, wow, those temperatures have been brutal, and 97 degrees is going to feel pretty good. Down to the south, not much changes. It stays dry for the most part. Texas and Florida, you are looking at rain in your forecast due to that front, and there's that warm air up to the north that is moving to the east. Chicago, 84 for your high on Thursday. And man, oh man, the Northeast, you are picture perfect for Thursday. Here's a look at
Oh, okay, there we go. So yeah, see, I told you it's perfect. Perfect weather today. Get out there. I went and looked at some property yesterday, looking for the little cabin in the woods. Um, and I posted some pictures. It ended up on Facebook, investigators channel for some reason. So you seen woodsy pictures that disappeared, I took them out and I put them on my personal page. So um, with that, I need to move on. And we had California earthquakes. Um, it let's see. It don't let me tell you a little bit about it. It was a 4.4, and it was in Santa Rosa. and it could be felt. They said there was two causing a little bit of damage, and there was no injuries, and it was felt across the Bay Area, the magnitude of 4.4 and a magnitude of 3.9. It struck just about 6:30 on their local time, California time, which is Pacific time. So it was around 50 miles north of San Francisco, along with Rogers Creek fault line, part of the San Andreas fault system. So it was on the San Andreas, folks. So that happened. I don't even have earthquakes. Well, you got, oops. I better add earthquakes, huh? Um, the getting banned had me consumed because it did it at the last minute. I was all set up for it, and then it took it. Oh, yikes! Look at that. Oh boy, you guys are really gonna like this. All right, so let me. Wow. Um, there was a 7.0 on the Loyalty Islands. Where's Karen this morning? Oh, you guys ought to see this. This is just crazy. Um, Over on the Ridge Atlantic, that was a 5.1. All around Nicaragua, 5.2, a 5.2 in the Bahamas. Um, oh, goodness. Look at this. Um, Samoa Islands, 5.8. We're going up to Guam, a 5.5. Hawaii, that was a 3.2, so that's got the volcano stirred up. Then Konza, India, they got a 4.5. Up around the Kuril Islands, that was a 4.2 on the fault lines. Um, oh boy. Up around the Aleutian Islands, that was a 3.3. Then a 4.0 in Clear, Alaska. Now, then I'm going to get down here to off the coast of Oregon. That was a 2.6. Santa Rosa, California, 4.3. Then there's Bahia, Mexico, a 4.1. Then all these little tiny ones. Oh boy. Juan Bautista, California, 2.8. Boy, these are Buttonwillow, California, 2.5. Manadero, Mexico, a 2.6. These are all clustered together. Cyril's Valley, 2.6. And Nevada, don't say where. Boy, Nevada's pretty big for them to pick one little thing, huh? That was a 2.5. And then over in, White City, New Mexico, 2.7. Then as we go on, we see Venezuela got one. That was Barcelona at 4.7. Peru. See, that's where I expected another big one to hit. But no, it was over in the Loyalty Islands, 7.0 this morning. Wow. There's one up Teller, Alaska, 3.0. Peru, Argentina, 4.7. And then on the bird's head that we call Sandwich Islands, a 5.0. So, yeah, these are good size, folks. And, this is going to be what, the third one in less than a week that's over 6.5. Are we going to see an 8? I guess I'm going to have to watch Dutch sense because there's a good possibility we could see something bigger than a 7.0 this week. So we'll keep our eyes on it. I'm glad I pulled that up. I almost said, nah, but I'm glad I pulled it up, and California is just a shaking. You know what I want to try to do? Let me see. I'm going to pull up my ring map and see what we got. Oh, wow. Okay, let me pull this over. And see that there? Look at that. Uh, Look at the ring map. It is just flowing with earthquake. Wow, that is something. And each one of those rings is an earthquake, folks. And the higher up is the deeper, and then the shallow, and then going down to the shallows. But let's see. We are coming up on. I mean, California, the United States is just buried. Um, this is very concerning. I believe that's Indonesia right there. Let me see. Okay, there's Hawaii. All right, let's go a little bit further. So you could see right there. Boy, I wish I could blow it up. Did that help any folks? Or did I take myself out? So you could see there. I'm hoping I didn't erase myself. Uh, but I'm going to go ahead and blow this up so you could see. It goes, I mean, look at all the way from Alaska and the Arctics. It goes all the way down and halfway across the United States and down into Mexico, all the way down into South America. So, wow, that is something. That is really something, folks. Wow. I don't even know what to think of that. I'm blown away with this today. I'm definitely going to watch Dutch Sense, and then maybe tonight, me and William will be back tonight, and I'll maybe do a small report if there's something happening. Wow, okay. Um, Robotics, a robotic exoskeleton technology. Now they've been working with this for a while, and they tried it the newest on a veteran to walk again, and he said it's just an amazing feeling. Disabled Arizona veteran is able to walk again after receiving a device that helps him just do that, something he never thought would be possible. Richie Nider sustained a spinal cord injury while he was serving the U.S. Army during Operation Iraqi Freedom, and that was in 2005. And after using a cane to move around, the injury progressed and confined him to a wheelchair, forcing him to adjust to life without using his legs. An Army veteran told um, the Arizona Republic that he became depressed and angry seeing other people walk while he was seated in his wheelchair. At a certain point, he believed he would never walk again. But with his help, he overcame his depression and began to enjoy a new outlook on life. And so now he's got a new set of legs. Um, it's a battery powered device that works by using a machine to move the legs of an individual whenever it senses change in the center of gravity. Well, it's usually the cost of 75,000. Subsidies from Veterans Affairs have made it fully free for him to get this. How sweet. That is so sweet. Um, Now, a lot of people don't like bats. No, we don't like bats, but you know what? They're important too. And a service proposes to list the tricolored bat as an endangered under the Endangered Species Act. Ongoing spread, you know it by its little white nose, and is primarily a threat, increase of risking extinction. And the Fish and Wildlife today announced that this tricolored bat's endangered, and it's under the Species Act, ESA. The species faces extinction due to primary the range-wide impacts of the white nose syndrome, a deadly disease affecting cave-dwelling bats across the continent. So um, they say they kill bugs, and it's very, very important. So somebody found us. Um, sorry about us. We got banned. So just letting everybody know, Investigator News has been banned. I don't know for how long. They're not telling me yet. So it could be a week, 2 weeks, or it could be a month. Or if, as they're searching through all of my videos for the last 4 years, if they find something from 3 years, 4 years ago, they're going to take my channel. So I'm waiting for them to find something from like 3.5 years ago. But I wish they would tell me what the bylaws were back then or community standards was, because they're different now. I don't, and they won't answer me if they're using today's community standards against me for 3 years ago. I don't know. I don't know, and they won't answer me. So, so the white nose is a type um, of of a disease that is affecting these cave-dwelling bats across the continent. All right. There is a 10-year-old. Remember, we had a 10 or 11-year-old that did lemonade yesterday. Today, this one is a 10-year-old that opened an egg stand from his chickens, his backyard chickens, and he made it all happen all by himself. Caleb Schmidt raises chickens for his business venture called Red Hen. It's to help feed neighbors in Michigan. And he sells his chicken eggs for $4 a dozen at roadside market. Uh, he says he made it all happen. He told us his ideas and we just did it. And it's cutting the cost of a dozen eggs, they say, that's running in between $7 to $9 a dozen. So he is helping his neighbors and selling them a little bit cheaper. And he said Red Hen also offers vegetables, homemade goodies such as salsas and jams. So his mom must be helping him. He has 45 hens. And so he says not every day do they get a bunch of eggs, 45 hens worth, but they get enough to take care of their neighbors. So I think that's awesome. All right. On this day, September 14, 1814, American flag was still there after the attack on Fort McHenry. And yeah, it's the one that gets me in trouble. I would do the video, and it's got me a strike before. Uh, the British warship, after watching a terrifying 25-hour bombardment of Fort McHenry by dawn's early light, was stunned to find that our flag was still there on this day of history in September 14, 1814. The song is out there, but according to YouTube and Facebook, the song is made up words, and it'll be banned if you try to put it on your page. They say it's wrong. The information is wrong. It is misinformation, and they don't want it on YouTube. Even though it's just a song and tells a story of how our flag was still there. And they bombarded it and bombarded it, and all through the night. And there was one gentleman, oh boy, I better not tell this story because this is the one they don't want you to know about. So there was a gentleman that was on the boat and he had to watch it. And after a couple hours, he says, is it still there? Is it still there? And they looked with their spyglass, and yeah, the flag was still there, he said. And a couple hours later, because you remember this was 25 hours worth of bombardment. Is it still there? Is it still standing? And what it was the men, hello, yeah, Susan, they got me for 7 months ago. And remember last time was from almost a year ago. Well, this time it was 7 months ago. Yeah, it's all right. I'm doing something right. So anyway, what it was is the men in the fort, they were all rushing to hold the flag up. And as each of the wounded could not fire any more shots, they moved them over to help hold up the flag. And by dawn's early light, when they looked, the flag was still there. And the men, there was the wounded, the dead, and the ones that were fine that held the flag. And, like I said, by dawn's early light, our flag was still there. And that was in September 14th, 1814. So if you got a flag, or you have one, but it's not out today, put your flag out today and be proud that many men fought at Fort um, McHenry, um, for the flag to still stand during a time of battle. What a story. What a story. All right. Boy, Susan, you should have seen. We had a not we, there was a 7.0 earthquake. Um, and then California was riddled with them. And the ones that could be felt, one in San Jose. And you should see the earthquake map. I might have to just bring it right back up again for those that are just now finding me. Let's see. Oh, there was just one just hit in Hawaii, a 3.6 in Hawaii that just hit. And it was a 7.0 in the Loyalty Islands. That's over there by Fiji. So here, I'll show it to you real quick. There we go. And then let me show you my ring map. That's the West Coast right there, Susan. That is the West Coast of well, wait a minute. Oh, that is too. Okay. Now I don't want to go back. Well, I guess I can keep going. Look at Indonesia. That is just crazy. This just blows me away this morning. I just can't believe how alive this is. And like I said, one just hit Hawaii, and they probably found it. Yeah, isn't it? I mean, the Ring of Fire is just wow. I'm almost speechless on this. I mean, even if we blow it up, you could see it even more. Wow. Let me bring it back around. Yeah. I mean, Indonesia is really a wow too factor. Okay, come on. It's getting there. Hawaii is usually pretty much the same, but for some reason it's kind of low on the earthquakes. But Indonesia is crazy active. This is just unreal on how I've been watching earthquakes for a very long time, and I have never seen anything like this. This is I'm not saying it's scary, because earthquakes come and go, but wow. I'm speechless on it. I really am. I almost didn't show it today, and I thought, no, I'll go ahead and pull it up, and I'm glad I did. And then when I pulled up the rain map that I have, I was just like, I was like a one of them little fish with its mouth open. Oh. So, a deer caught in the headlights too. So, all right. So, wow, that's just, I'm going to be thinking about this all day today. So, a bear attacks woman and dog in southern Oregon. Um, and the attack happened, they say Monday night, and she was in her backyard of all places. And the bear report was about 8:40 Monday night, late Monday night, and it wasn't known until yesterday that this happened. A woman told them the bear rushed her and attacked her, causing her injuries to her arm and leg. And the woman's dog intervened and was also attacked. But together, the woman and the dog chased off the bear. The bear ran in front of a vehicle and was struck, likely injured, but continued fleeing on all 4 feet. Now, bears don't walk on 2 feet, folks, if you're just wondering. Yeah, it was pretty quiet on the hurricane. That's why I didn't do hurricanes today. But wow, on the earthquakes. Wow. So, the Department of Fish and Wildlife said the bear encountered to make noise, clap, and back away. Uh, hey, bear. Have you guys ever watched Alone? And they're saying, yeah, just yell at the bear. No, you don't yell at bears. You don't go, hey, bear, hey, little bear. No, you have to make big, strong noises. Bear spray is pretty good too. Bear spray is twice as strong as pepper spray. I tell women all the time to get bear spray, not pepper spray, because it will put a grown man to his knees. I mean, the pepper spray kind of will, or some of the sprays they have out there, it'll make them back off and it'll make them hurt, make them cry. Bear spray brings them to their knees. They cannot move. I don't think it blinds them, but it'll put a man to his knees. You can go camping in a tent. Mm. I try to stay away from where the bears are, but I don't like bear meat. We did bear hunting uh and got a bear, or my brother-in-law did, and he gave us some bear meat, and it's got the weirdest taste. I'm not into bear meat. I convince you, Susan, of the bear spray? I mean, you hit it, and oh boy, I tell you. And you know where I learned it from? Was from a survival guy. At one of the big, uh, what do they call it? The big sportsman, um, um, the outdoorsman um, store, the big one. And I was in there, and this guy was getting some, and um, I said, Joe, you're going to go bear hunting? He says, no, I'm getting it for my wife. And I said, for? And he says, for protection. They didn't live in a very good area. And he was worried for his wife, and she didn't want a gun. And I said, well, there's pepper spray. And he goes, oh, no, this stuff is twice as strong. So, so, um, there you go. That's what my daughter uses. And we even got some for my granddaughter. So, you got to do what you got to do, and you read the directions and try it first. You want to know what it's going to do, because, you know, it'll come back at you. I mean, you want to make sure you pull your shirt up over your nose and maybe your eyes a little bit, and turn around and walk the opposite direction, because if you get hit with it, even pepper spray, folks, if you get hit with it, it's going to make you go down too. You have to be real careful when you do these sprays, because it'll if the wind's blowing your way, you spray it and it'll come right back at you. It'll might get your assailant, but it'll come right back at you. And I hate to see. And then you're on the ground, and then your assailant's like, "Oh, good, I could take your purse now." So, um, anyway, I'm going to move on. So the bears, um, be very careful if you've got bears in the area. Carry a big stick and bear spray, and not only that, but those their air horns. They fit real. You can get small ones, not the big ones. You can get a purse size that you can hit that up too. One of them air noise guns, I guess, that blasts the noise. I mean, because not only that, but then it gets people in the area knowing there's something up. So that was the other thing I suggest if you guys are in the woods, is one of those noise makers. And another thing is carrying firecrackers. I mean, if you're a smoker or you carry a lighter normally, you set off a whole package of firecrackers, they'll run. So that's another idea. Um, I I got I got all kinds of self-defense stuff. Well, what it was is I used to have a neighbor, and when I lived in Marysville, and this guy was really weird, and he would bang on the walls. Yeah, and our water was tied together somehow. So if we were using water and they used it, it would cause our water to go cold for a second or go really hot. And he would play with the water in his, because our showers were back to back, but we were in a duplex. And when you would get in the shower, he would play with the water the whole time you were in the shower. And he scalded me one time. And I would go to the store. He'd follow me. He would hide around corners, on the side of the building, and then he would like make weird noises at me as I walk by, and then he'd walk right behind me. So, and I didn't have no bear spray or no nothing, so I carried oven cleaner. And I tell you what, he got too close. I turned around and I showed him, I got oven cleaner. You want me to spray this in your face? And boy, he took off running and he told his aunt on me. Come to find out, he was schizophrenic, and his thing was he liked to hurt women. And I was like, oh, well, he ain't living next door to me. Um, so it, then she wanted to claim that he didn't live there to the landlords. And then all of a sudden he disappeared one day. But no, he, people can be weird. And you always want to carry something of protection in your purse. And perfume don't work, folks. You spray perfume, it just makes them smell good. It doesn't. I mean, you get it in your eyes, yeah, it burns, but not like pepper spray does, or even bear spray. All right, so I was trying not to go so long today. Now they have. I talk about voodoo all the time. Um, oh boy, where was this? I'm gonna make sure I get this was, um, I believe, down in Louisiana. No, no, I'm sorry. This was Long Island, New York. They have found a big portion of um, beheaded animals that were used for black magic found on Long Island. And they found trash bags and filled with chickens, goats, all over Long Island over the weekend, and grisly remains of animal sacrifice rituals. And the occult specialist who works with authority in such cases said the animals are often sacrificed as a part of black magic rituals against individuals. Um, Animal Control said that they are finding the latest remains 100 feet south of the Northern State Parkway in Melville. Um, this is in Suffolk County. They said that the black bags contain rotting carcasses, 5 beheaded chickens, and 2 goats. A variety of fruits and vegetables believed to be used. I mean, it's horrific. It shows pictures. And they said if anybody knows what's going on or they've seen anything, to get a hold of the SPCA up there in Long Island. So, wow, man, that's horrible. Anybody that heard about Jeff Bezos' rocket? It failed. It exploded during an unmanned launch. It was the Blue Origin rocket, and they said the blast from West Texas was barely a minute into flight when bright yellow flames shot out and the single engine at the bottom. The capsule emergency launch abort system immediately kicked in, lifting the top of the craft. And then the capsule parachuted to the desert. So it didn't work for Bezos. Okay, so living in a flood, we're off to the funny list. Yeah, I haven't had too many bug me. And I really don't get that many trolls but boy, I've met some people uh, that came into my life that it's done enough. I don't need anybody else bugging me. I've met some weirdos, and they're probably watching, And they're going, yeah. I walk away from them. Folks, that's what I want to say. You got people that are bugging you. And, you want, they used to be really close friends and then it doesn't work out. Just walk away. Don't call them. Don't answer the phone. Don't answer their texts. Just walk away. Just walk away and be done with it because they eventually quit. So, all right. So, living in a flood, here's some pros and cons. I don't know. This might irritate a few people that's in the floods. All right. So, the pro fishing from a couch right in your living room. The con about it, your couch doesn't float. All right, the pro to living in a flood, a trip to the river just got shorter. Now you can't get away from it, was the con. Driving boats through the neighborhoods. Yards are cool. The con, if you're living in a gang ridden neighborhood, you're dodging bullets for making waves in their kitchen. Pros, a great time to wash your house siding. Um, a con, a ring around your house. Um, um, pro is water skiing in the street. The con, stop signs and cars you cannot see are like landmines under the surface. The pro, swim anywhere on hot days. Con, floating logs, toilets that can't flush has got to be somewhere. Pro, sun tanning on the roof is cool. The con, sleeping there sucks like oh boy, like a rock, sleeping on rocks and sticks. Pro, a great way to meet new neighbors. Con, their junk keeps floating into your bedroom. Boy, the things you could see from your neighbor's house, huh? Oh boy. Um, Pro, washing dishes just got easier. The con to it, all the grub is underwater too. Pro, the good time to clean the gutters. Con, nothing else to do till the boats come back. Pro, practice your driving skills in the water. Con, breaking your neck on top of the porch roof. So your car's on the roof with you. Okay. Oh yeah, don't drive your car on the roof. Maybe you can jump roof to roof. Daredevils might try that one. Kind of like a skipping rock. All right, pro, you can finally slam dunk. The con, you have to dive to the basket. All right, pro, finally meeting your email friend who floated over from the next county. Con, she's 40 years older, um, over 300 pounds, and a foot shorter than the picture she sent. In fact, it's a whole different picture. Oh boy, okay. Um, Real or not, this would have been great with quite a few people in the room. Oh boy. So, um, a cockroach will live 9 days without its head before it starves to death. So you got to kind of think, is these real or not? A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. Now that we know. A snail can sleep for 3 years. I don't know. Polar bears are left-handed. See, I don't know. I haven't paid attention. So that's where the bears are left-handed comes from in our is our title today. American Airlines saved 40,087 by eliminating one olive from each salad. Oh, I could believe that. All right. Americans on average eat 18 acres of pizza every day. I bet you it's longer than that. They haven't seen my grandson. All right. Babies are born without kneecaps. They don't appear until the child reaches 2 to 6 years of age. Okay. Banging your head against the wall uses 150 calories an hour. Uh-uh. Butterflies taste with their feet. Cats have over 100 vocal sounds. Dogs only have about 10. Cats' urines glow in the dark under black light. All urine glows. What are they talking about? All urine glows under a black light. China has more English speakers than the United States. Probably. Donald Duck comics were banned in Finland because he doesn't wear pants. Yep. Dueling is legal in Paraguay as long as both parties are registered blood donors. Oh, elephants are the only animals that can't jump. Every time you lick a stamp, you're consuming 1/10 of a calorie. All right. February 1865 was the only month in recorded history not to have a full moon. Humans and dolphins are only species that have sex for pleasure. I didn't know that about dolphins. Oh boy. Okay. Uh, if Barbie were life size, her measurements would be 39, 23, 33. If she was stood, she would be 7 foot 2 inches tall and have the neck the twice of the length of the normal human's neck. Wow. So she's a giant. She's 7 foot tall. Boy, I bet you some of these models would love to have her. And not only that, but her neck is twice as long as what it should be. That's just creepy. I'm throwing out all the Barbies. That's it. They're creepy. And if the population of China walked past you in single file, the line would never end because of the rate of reproduction. Wow. Okay. Um, I like this one. Oh, I wish Karen and Mary were here for this one. They're going to have to let me know about this. Susan, get ready to laugh. If you fart consistently for 6 years and 9 months, enough gas is produced to create the energy of an atomic bomb. Who did this study and what they do? Fart in a jar? Is that where the fart in the container came from? I don't know. I'd like to know how they did this study for someone to fart um, in a jar or something in a container for 6 years and 9 months. Boy, he must ate a lot of beans. Boy, that's something. If you keep a goldfish in the dark, yeah, maybe AOC did that study. Uh, if you keep a goldfish in the dark, it eventually turn white. Wow, maybe that's where white koi come from. Okay, I might have to. I might have to make a funny post out of that. All right. If you yelled for 8 years and 7 months, here we go. You would have produced enough sound energy to heat up 1 cup of coffee. It's easier just to use the microwave. Boy, I tell you. In ancient Egypt, priests plucked every hair from their bodies, including their eyebrows and eyelashes. And the last 4,000 years, boy, I'm running late, new animals have been domesticated. No new animals have been domesticated. It's impossible to sneeze with your eyes open. All right. Marilyn Monroe had 6 toes. 6 toes. That makes her, what do you call it? Like Bigfoot. Bigfoot has 5 or 6 toes or 6 toes. All right. More people are killed by donkeys annually than killed by plane crashes. No word in the English language rhymes with mouth. Month. I'm sorry. Month. I'll have to run that by my grandkids. Nutmegs is extremely poisonous if injected. Well, who does that? Okay. 1 person in 2 billion will live to be 116 years or older. All right. The word race car and kayak are the same whether they are read to the left or the right. There's quite a few words that are like that. All right. There are 2 credit cards for every person in the United States. Well, if you qualify. Typewriter is the longest word that can be made using the letters only on 1 row of the keyboard. Women blink nearly twice as much as men. It's mascara. You get mass scaring. Yeah. All right. You are more likely to be killed by champagne cork than a poisonous spider. Boy, you should have seen me yesterday in the woods. I kept running into them spider webs. And uh, I tell you what, I was like, okay, everybody's walking in front of me. I'm not doing no more spider webs. I didn't scream. I didn't scream and go, oh, but I wanted to. I did it on the inside. I was like, yeah. All right. So you can't kill yourself by holding your breath. Uh, you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world. So, did she really? Oh. I don't have to hurry up telling the story. I had a really bad situation yesterday, folks. I even called Mary up. I said, "Oh my God, Mary, I'm fixing to cry." Um, you get a new dog, and you don't know how well they're going to ride in the car. Well, I got that big dog. She's big. She's like a Great Dane, and so we got her in the car, and well, we were going to go see this property, and um, we stopped at the, in town and for a few stops. And so it was about 30 minutes in. And she starts whining, whining, whining. We're telling her, it's going to be okay. We'll get on the road here in a second. Well, then this horrendous smell came out. And I looked, and this dog had pooped in my back seat, on my cloth seats. And it was a pile about so big and about. Well, she proceeded to jump all through it. And it was not only all over my seat, all over the back of the seat, all over the doors, inside the seatbelt things. I don't even know how the heck I'm going to get the smell out of my car. Um, the only thing I could think of is take it to a detail place. I don't know how I'm going to get the poop out of the seatbelts. I mean, it's funny. I mean, I could sit and laugh about what had happened, but going through it, it took us over an hour to clean the car, the back seat out. And, it's still, you open it up and it just knocks you out. So that was my little bit of, I bet I'll joke and laugh about it in a few years, but not right now. But, things happen. So be very careful when you get a new dog and put them in your car, not in a cage or, just letting it sit. So, Susan, I don't know. I haven't used the whole Febreze thing on it today. That's what we're going to do and then try to call around. But yeah, it was a pain for a couple hours yesterday. I mean, and I could, at least I don't smell it this morning. I mean, I took a shower and I got home and, I could still smell it. I could still smell it. So it just must be something in my nose. So, all right. With that, everyone, we are on Investigator News Network. So if you know somebody that watches and says, I don't know where she's at, let them know and subscribe and hit the bell and hit the like button. And Facebook, you guys are safe. We're not banned over there yet. So hit the follow and the like. And so we will see everybody. We have news in about not even 10 minutes from now. And then we have me and William with the World War III military report tonight. So, all right. So with that, we will see everyone in a few minutes, or we'll see everyone tonight or tomorrow. So have a wonderful day, and we will see everyone real soon. God bless. Bye-bye, folks.